So we are going to talk a little bit about career in Web3, and this is mostly a conference about newbie in Web3, because when I meet people that are new in Web3, usually they have some questions about how to integrate the community of Web3, how to find a job in Web3, etc., because they are not aware that we are in, how to say that, we are in a network that is really open about a newbie, and that, to be honest, we are all newbie in this field of activity because we are learning every day. So don't be afraid about the fact that you are a newbie in this field, because this is the case for the most of us. Even when you have experience, you are learning every day. Every day there's news, because in blockchain technology, mostly we have this is a new technology. This is something that we need to improve, because this is not an efficient technology right now. So you have your place among us. So, in this conference, I will try to give you some tips to how to identify active communities in the ecosystem and begin to build a professional portfolio. Because usually, when you are struggling to find a job in Web3, this is because you don't have a portfolio, you don't have a network, and you don't know how to begin or how to enter in this new world. First of all, and this is really the base when you want to work in Web3, this is DYOR. You all know, I think, this new term that means do your own research, and I think this is really the base. I think you can't work in Web3 if you don't do this little work. That means that you need to be curious, you need to be autonomous, and you need to do lots of research to gain the first information or the base of the information by your own. And this is very important because we are in a technology that is evolving every day, and if you want to candidate in companies, they want people that are autonomous, that are curious, and that have already the basis of the how to say that, of the language that we use in this field of activity, and the basis of the knowledge to understand the project you will be working on. Then, when you have done your DYOR and you have all the information, and I know that this is not something easy to do, but networking is really, really important when you work in digital industries. Why? Because you need to know people around. Because usually when we decide to hire people in a technology industry, usually we want to co-opt people. We want to hire people that we can trust. And you can trust people that are recommended by someone you know. So this is very important, to go out, to go to events, to meet people, to talk about your project, to ask for informations, etc., because the more people you will meet and the more opportunity you will have to achieve your goals. So networking, I would say, honestly, just after your DYOR, just after doing all the work you need to do by your own to show that you are really interesting and really involving in this industry, networking is really something you can't put aside. Then, after your DYOR, after the networking, the visibility. Why the visibility? Because the visibility is like your social validation. That means that when you have done your job, when you do the networking, that means you already have lots of assets to be part of the community. And this is the visibility that is showing your level of knowledge, your motivation to meet people, your how to say that, the fact that you are really committed to go to events and to know more about the new services, the new brand in the ecosystem. And this is showing that every day you are learning, and every day you are growing in your learning and also in the ecosystem, because the ecosystem is very small, and you are going to see it if you are part of this ecosystem, because you are always going to meet the same people, always. And this is something very strong, because you are building trust, and you are building also all the first steps that are going to help you later in your career. After the visibility, and that is, I think, that the moment you decide to be part of a strong community, in my view, that means you begin to be ready to be part of the community and to have already a very strong, how to say that, very strong, I have a blank, but a very strong position in the community, and people are beginning to know you, and you can begin to talk about your project and to meet people that are going to give you opportunities. When I talk about communities, this is not just a random community. You need to find strong community that is very involving in project, and where you can find a place, a position, a role. What that means that you need to build projects. And when I talk about community, for example, we had this week, the ETHCC, and you have all the foundation, all the association, all the brand have their community, their academy, etc. And this is this kind of community that are very strong and that are very important to you. Why? Because you are going to build strong projects there, and you are going also to meet people that are part of this community for a long time. And the community is like a family. And for example, when you go to the ETHCC, if you can't have a ticket, or you can't have a ticket because this is sold out, or because you don't have the budget, etc., you can be a volunteer. And for example, if you talk with a volunteer of the ETHCC, they are all going to tell you the same thing, that this is a privilege to be a volunteer, and this is something that this is something that is very important when you do it, because you're involved and you learn stuff and you meet important people, and this is very important. For another example, I was in Berlin a few days ago, and I was at Polkadot Decoded, and this is the same thing. This is also a very strong community, and when I talk with people, they work together for months or for years. They build projects together. They know the blockchain Polkadot. They know how it works. They know all the struggle there in this blockchain, and they try to find solutions to solve them. And there is a position for everyone, because you have people that are working on the code and are developers, and that's okay, but this is also very technical. And sometimes you have people that want to work in Web3, but they don't want to be developers. Some want to be UI designers, some want to be UX designers, some marketers, some business developers, etc. And there's a place for everyone in this kind of community, because there are communities that are really structured. And when I say strong community, this is that. This is a structured community with a purpose and also with the project on the long term. This is not just a trend community, something just to communicate, something just to show off, because there's no place for show off in this field of activity. You can be a show off, this is not a problem, but you will not last in the ecosystem, because, okay, when I say show off, this is all this kind of community that are just communicating on volatility, on trading, on how you can become a millionaire with blockchain, with cryptocurrency, etc. And this is just scamming. So this kind of community, they exist, but I don't think you have your place there if you want to build a career and if you want to find an opportunity. And this community, you have to do your DYOR, but you also need to know what kind of project you like, what kind of blockchain you're interested in, and then when you know that, this is just some keywords, and you just need to find, I don't know if you're interested in Solana, Solana Foundation, Solana Association, Solana Community, if you're interested in Ethereum, in Polkadot, in all the projects that have a place in the ecosystem and that you feel that this project will still exist in 5 years, in 10 years, then you can begin to try to be part of them. And this community will give you something very important. This is the experimentation. And you need experimentation to learn, and this is what we call learning by doing. This is the most easiest way and the most funniest way to learn. This is with experimentation, and this is even more than that. This is that you are going also to build friendship with people, and this is cool because there's humanity in all this, and I think this is what we are looking for when we want to work in a field. We want to feel good with our coworkers, and we want to work on projects that we are passionate about. So this is community. I think that if you just need to remember one thing of this conference, this is this. Join a very strong community where you can feel very good and you can build a strong project. After that, when you have experimentation, I think that you have the path to find a job. Because when you are looking for a job, why are you struggling? Why are you afraid? You are afraid because you don't have a portfolio. You don't know how to have a portfolio. Because when you work on a project, you need different skills. And to build a project with a very, how to say that, a project that is really credible, and you need different skills, that means you need to be in touch with different profiles. That's why the community is important, because maybe you're a very good developer, but maybe you're a very bad marketer. Maybe you're a very good UI designer, but maybe you're a very bad UX designer. But by joining different expertise and by having project on the long term, you're going to have the opportunity to build a portfolio, and with this portfolio you will be very, very confident when you will meet your future recruiters. And when you have a portfolio, this is the opportunity to build. Why? Because as you see, this is a project that is that you need to do step by step. That's why I showed you all these different steps just before. And when you are a builder, what that means? That means that you have a vision, you have a big picture of the ecosystem, and you are able to brainstorm and to find what are the business opportunity to evolve in this ecosystem. That means that you can find you can identify the problems and you can find solutions for this. And when you are able to do that, that means that you have reached a level that shows that you are a professional and that then you are part of the builder, and then you have two opportunities when you are a builder. You can be an entrepreneur if you want to be an entrepreneur, or you can also work for companies. So you can be hired, or you can decide to build your project and to hire people. And being a builder is very important because that really means that you have a big picture of the ecosystem and that you can bring a new solution and you can help the community to grow. And this is, I think, the moment you feel very confident in your position and in your role. So, if you have some questions for me, I can answer that because I think that I'm the last speaker here. You have questions? I guess I was very clear. That's it? Okay, so that's cool. And if you want to talk to me, I will be available during this job fair.